Oh, Tony goes and picks it up, and he goes in and jams it. 4-0. I gave up on the ball, but Audi's Tony didn't.
And one.
Welcome to Pitt Beyond the Script, alongside head coach Jeff Capel, the men's basketball team. I'm Rob King of AT&T Sportsnet. Coach, I think before we talk a little bit about the game coming up against Virginia, looking back to last week, obviously a tough week for the team. And you saw teams moving up and down in the ACC. And we talked about the opportunity of the week, and it obviously didn't happen for you guys.
It didn't happen for us. We didn't play well against Clemson at home. We couldn't make a shot. We allowed that to affect everything that we did. Defensively, they were a team that's a really good defensive team, and they were able to take us out of some things and really clog the lane more than anything. I thought it got in our head a little bit. They were a team that was coming in. They'd been struggling shooting the basketball, and they made 13 threes. And then we go on the road to Virginia Tech. We played a team that was rested. They hadn't played in a week. Similar to us in that they're young. Another team that had not shot the ball well, and they really shot the ball well against us. Once again on the road, we dug ourselves a hole, and we got off the mat, but we couldn't get back. We cut it to, I think, 7 in the second half and had some momentum, but then they stepped up and made some big plays. So disappointing week for us. Hopefully we can learn from it and get better this week and get off the mat and get some victories.
We've talked about the learning process for this team and this program. The first order of business was simply to win an ACC game. Last year you did that. You won a few games, and then you hadn't won a road game, and now you started to win more within the conference. We'd all like to see the easy, smooth, straight arrow, but that rarely happens, as we know. But it seems to me that this is another week in which, wow, the kids know what was at stake and they know what happened. Another learning opportunity for them.
It is. I'm a big believer that every situation you can learn from. Every situation that you're in, if you really take a step back and you watch and you listen and you observe and you really take inventory of what happened. Why did we lose? We were coming off of a win against Georgia Tech where we played, I thought, really well, and we had incredible energy. And then we came back on Wednesday and we didn't have that same energy. Well, why? What was that? Sometimes, and you've heard me say this, with our team, where we are in our program, because we have not had success, we don't really know what success is. And so we can take a little step where we have a victory and think that that's success, and then think that, well, it's just gonna happen. We can just show up. We are really, really good, and not understand what's required to be really good consistently. That's when you become successful, is when it becomes consistent, when you understand, the requirement that it takes to be really, really good. We're not there yet. We've taken some steps this year. We've also taken some lumps. All of these are learning situations that hopefully we can learn from and get better from.
Champagny. Oh, yeah. You use the term requirement. So let me ask you this, and we've talked a little bit about improving within the course of a season. How much of this requirement to making the next step needs to be done in the off season, whether it's in the weight room or just staying in the gym until you feel comfortable with a shot or a move or whatever it takes?
I'm a big believer that in the off season is where you really, really get better. You can get better during the season, but the off season is one of the things I tell our guys in the off season. I think it's the time for you to be selfish. I think it's the time for you to work on your game. One of the things we try to do here, and again, we've only had one off season to do this, but we try to meet with each guy. I meet with each guy and I go through, okay, what do you think? Where do you think you are? What are the things you want to improve on? And I see, does that match the things that I think? And we try to put together a plan, a course of action of how to make that happen. One of the biggest things and one of the biggest ways for young people to get better is that the very first thing is that they have to listen. They have to really listen and they have to trust. And then they have to get to work and they have to do those things. You can't run somebody else's race. You have to be very comfortable with who you are, run your race, and do what you do at a high level. And if we all do that, then the talents mesh. And when we do that, we're connected, we're together, and we're a pretty good team.
I want to look forward to the game against Virginia because this is a team that provides a unique challenge. Always this year, heading into this week, the top defensive team in the country, always among the top teams. Is that a challenge, just knowing that every possession has to be precious because of the way they play?
Yeah, it is. Tony has created a system there that has been very elite when it comes to winning. And everything starts there with their defense. Physical, they're connected, they talk, they understand it, they're fundamentally sound, they understand their scheme, they don't really deviate from it, and so it's habit, and it's a great habit. And then offensively, they're not a team that's trying to push it a lot, and so you understand, or you have to understand, the possessions and the value of each possession. And you have to understand that physically and mentally, you have to be sharp in order to compete against them.
Coach, thanks very much. Good luck moving forward, and thanks for being here.
Thank you.
All right, stick around. We have more to come on Pitt Beyond the Script.
Kicks it in the corner to Champagny. He hits a three from deep in the left corner.
Champagny made it look good.